Hello, good to have you on the program again. It's the polity on Kaftan Television, King Adewale Film and Theatre Arts Network. That's talking about Kaftan Television, and that's where we're coming this afternoon with full-fledged apologies for coming behind schedule. It was as a result of some technical matters we need to handle, and we're glad everything is in order right now, and we're here with you. Please do stay and enjoy even as we discuss what we have for today. Okechukwu Onubogu here, and I'll be discussing with a colleague of mine, someone that's also part of who understands the story. That's why he's here in the first place. And what we'll be talking about is peaceful coexistence, significance of Eid-El Maulud. And my guest on the program today is Al-Amin Ciroma. Al-Amin, good to have you on the program today.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
Right. And it's a special day really for you, definitely, because as we're thinking of having peace in our country today, you know, for some time now we've been hearing trouble, quarrel, problem, this and that everywhere, from the political sectors, from even other sectors really of life. There has been trouble. Looking at the fact that there are a lot of things on the economic side too that we could say that those things are the things that will make people not to have some joy or peace around them. Incidentally, on the spiritual side, something that is supposed to be something that will enable peace to exist among people, to call for those who are even doing political battles to call it a truce at a time like this because of what is in the air. Today is Eid-El Maulud. Al-Amin, what is Eid-El Maulud?
Well, thank you, Mr. Okechukwu.
Right.
Eid-El Maulud is a Muslim public holiday that commemorates the birth of the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his purest progeny. It happens, Muslims all over the world mark the 12th day of Rabiul Awal, that the 10th month of Islam. During that period, Muslims reflect on the life of the Prophet. They also discuss and comment on so many values like his patience, kindness, his unity. That celebration is one of sorts in Islam. It is marked by virtually most or almost all Muslims in the world. It always comes at a time when people will sit down, take their time, and do so many series of celebration to discuss his lifetime. You know, he was born in the year 570 AD, and the most important aspect of Maulid is to observe the very day he was appointed by God the Almighty. That is 40 years after, around year 610 AD, when he was appointed by Almighty to serve as well as his messenger to whole universe. So that is key, and you find that a Muslim look at Maulid very significantly, in the sense that the Holy Prophet served as the mirror of the society. So they virtually discuss his lifetime, what he achieved in the pace of 23 years of his prophecy and messengership is on the table. So hence Maulid has become one of the calendars that you find in anywhere you go. In Nigeria, for example, there is the federal government has approved a public holiday on that day. So Eid-El Maulud is actually to celebrate and reflect on the lifetime of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay, they must set aside to celebrate the lifestyle of Prophet Muhammad. Okay, but then I found out, Al-Amin, that somehow it's not all Muslims that celebrate this Eid-El Maulud. Am I correct?
Yeah, very well.
Why is it so? Because I remember some time ago I asked someone, they said, I am not celebrating it with the others.
If you look at Islam is prescribed and practiced based on some school of thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, some school of thoughts like the Sufi school of thoughts approve and practice Maulid. However, you find that some school of thought were not against Maulid per se, but the school of thought will say rather than doing an open celebration, why don't we engage in some aspect of remembrance, not just a mere celebration. If you go far north, as we discussed today, you find that some streets are shut down, some cities are shut down across the world. People celebrate, people in different formats, and according to others, even check the dates. Some celebrate from the 12th day of Rabiul Awal. Rabiul Awal is the 3rd month of Islam, starting with Muharram, then Safar, Rabiul Awal. That's the process. The process. So Rabiul Awal starts as the 3rd month of Islamic Hijri calendar. The celebration starts from the 12th, while others celebrate from 17th.
Okay.
But actually, some group of Muslims will be celebrating throughout the year, from from Rabiul Awal to Zulhajj. That is the full month, about 9-month process. So there are reasons for some of the school of thought that will say they will not celebrate Maulid openly. Will tell you, rather than engaging in some glitterities, celebration, of all formats, it is better to remember the Prophet.
Do a reflection in their own reflection of the lives of the
either of the two sides are not openly against him. They don't against Maulid.
Okay, not that they are opposed to it, but the fact is that they prefer a quiet meditation, kind of a reflection of the lives and times of Muhammad, and not the outright celebration that others are doing.
Sure.
And let me ask you too. I know that when there is Eid-El Kabir and the other one,
Eid-El Fitr.
Yes, Eid-El Fitr in particular, there is the slaughtering of the ram and all those things. Do you do such things in this one?
Yeah, you see, there's some sacrifice ordained by Almighty Allah in the teachings of Islam. During the Eid-El Fitr, you don't sacrifice. The only thing you provide to your family, friends, and the community. But it's only in Eid-El Kabir that is Eid-El Adha,
the outright celebration,
that you do sacrifice. You sacrifice ram just as a symbol of piety, is an all-time practice, from day one. So you find that Eid al-Fitr, that is celebrating the end of Ramadan, people are not subjected to do some certain sacrifice. But you can actually provide for your family, friends,
give gifts to friends and all that.
So also Eid-El Maulud. Eid-El Maulud is a celebration. It will take a family of 2, 3 to say, look, come, let's celebrate today. They can cut their cakes, go out, do a lot of, making it so fun,
yes,
in the spirit of meditation.
Yeah, okay.
Reflecting the true, the life, and just let's take for example, the compassion and kindness of the Holy Prophet is something to write home about. You sit down and say, okay, in a situation, we are in a cosmopolitan state in Nigeria. You find that we are surrounded, we are intertwined, the Muslims, the Christians, and even the free thinkers. So how do you now reflect during the lifetime of the Holy Prophet? He was also he was surrounded by the Quraysh tribes, the pagans in Mecca. So you now start reflection. How was life then? How did the Holy Prophet live his life? So from there, you have some takeaways. Having those the takeaways will lead you to say, okay, as a Muslim, I'm now reflecting, I'm celebrating the birth of the Prophet of Islam. So I should at least practice one or two. Go to some. If you reflect on issues happening across the world, you find that some people will go to the orphanage and provide for them. Others will gather the needy and distribute what they have. So it's just a celebration that brings humanity together in the spirit of togetherness. The kindness of the Holy Prophet is so pronounced. You don't need anyone to tell you. Check the books of history. Michael Hart, when he authored his book titled "The 100 Most Influential Persons in the World," the book was produced in 1978. Lo and behold, Prophet Muhammad was ranked as number 1. And if you look at the pedigree of the author is a Christian scholar, an astronomer, and a mathematician. So what are we talking about here? We look at nobody is. You don't need to be told. His virtues are everywhere.
Okay, now there is something I want to look at here right now. Just within this week, and the one that just ended, there was this meeting or conference or whatever it will be referred to of the ADC, and in Kaduna and in Kebbi, the people, some forces, some young men came attacking them with cudgels, with knives, with machetes, with stones, and not even stones, but sticks and all that, hurling it at them and trying to cause trouble. And then we're talking about peaceful coexistence. And the leaders, at least of ADC around those areas, came out to say that they were being attacked by those from the ruling party and all that, though, and it's not been confirmed entirely, but that's what is being said. Yes, that they were the ones that sent these young men against them. That's up north, of course. These two states are there, and we're talking about peaceful coexistence. So right now, with this Eid-El Maulud, kind of message should go to such people. What would they think? Because we're talking about peaceful coexistence. Among politicians, I've just mentioned one. There are many others, many things happening today among politicians. All these bickerings, and apart from even bickerings, there's serious warfare and that's going on among some political parties and politicians, especially those that are of the Islamic faith. What do you have to say about that? Talking about peaceful coexistence, we need to have it.
Nigeria is a country, so many things happen during the day, and we all witness the political environment we're in, and more especially at this point in time when opposition are standing, they stand taller than what people feel.
Yes.
While the ruling party is also engaging, people to say some certain things are done correctly. In Nigeria, Nigerian politics, sorry to say, you find that whoever is there will be, you know, they're stabbing each other.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So talking about the peaceful coexistence, more especially at this point in time when we are reflecting on the lifetime of the Holy Prophet. Now let me take us a little, you know, further back a little.
Okay.
When Nigeria was celebrating 1st October,
yes,
the very day Nigeria was confirmed as a country, you know, 1960
independence,
you know, the political leaders at that time were talking about politics, you know, with facts and figures, not politics of backbiting. They set the country on a political journey that can take all Nigerians to the promised land.
Politics of mutual coexistence.
Mutual coexistence, and that mutual respect to each other. When Nnamdi Azikiwe is playing his party, Obafemi Awolowo, Aminu Kano, and all of them will come together on a round table to discuss Nigeria as the country. Number one, you have to have a country. So they have defined that place called Nigeria to be their home. If anything happens to Nigeria is a no-go area. It should be defined.
Yes.
Being a no-go area, that is the playing ground. Politics is just a system that will, you know, bring you into power. That system is not sovereign. The sovereignty is the country.
Yes.
So that's how it all started happening from 1960 to way back after, you know, even during the Second Third Republic. Now we are in a situation whereby politicians are all, you know, they allege they always backbite themselves. If something happened, like the episode of Kaduna and Kebbi,
yes,
the ruling party is always on the defensive, trying to play its own part by, you know, dismissing all allegations, while the opposition are always pointing fingers at the ruling party. So these two fight, we can say, when two elephants fight, the grass will suffer. Yes, yeah. But let's look at that point from that issue from the point of religious point of view. You find that if you have a mentor, you sit down, reflect about your mentor, you know him very well. Out of 10 virtues you know your mentor has, trust me, if you pick one of them and exercise and practice, then the rest will be history. We are talking about at this point in time when people reflect about the lifetime of the Holy Prophet. Let's look at his compassion and kindness. If people are very kind, are exercising such virtues within themselves, nobody will come pointing fingers at each other. So the politicians who are just playing their way into power by all means, and that is not helping the matter. In actual fact, what you are saying today could be referred to as the politics of selfish interest. Yeah. Because it's just
how it will please, how it will make it work for me. That's all I am after. Whatever any other person is saying is his business. You know, whether in the party or on in government, it most of the time is for selfish interest. That we're talking about having to talk about aggrandizement.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
we'll still see what happens, because we're still talking and we're still on the program, the polity, and talking about politics, yes, because that's what happens in the polity, but mainly politics of love, politics of acceptance, politics of peaceful coexistence. That's why our topic today is yes, of mutual understanding and respect for one another among those who are involved. That's why we have peaceful coexistence as the topic of our discussion today, especially reflecting on the fact that a day like this, we're talking about Eid-El Maulud, and it's supposed to be that peace is being projected and propounded for all to see and know and follow. And we're still here. The program still remains the polity. I have my guest here, Al-Amin Ciroma-a Okechukwu Onubogu here. We'll still continue. We'll take this break. When we return, we will let you have a telephone line so you can make your calls and make your contribution to the program. We'll take a break. Thank you. We're back again, and coming on a different note, you can see for yourself. And we're working on the fact that at a time like this, we'll be placing a phone number for our dear viewers to call, because this station happens to be a station that prides itself at having callers onto most of its programs, and that's good. So what we're trying to do is to be the most viewer-friendly station. So you could refer to Kaftan Television as the most viewer-friendly station, because all the time we'll have a line on to hear what you want to say, and you'll be free to say it. So today is not an exception. It will still be the same. You will make your calls, and we will receive your calls and make it as brief as possible, and we'll take and you say what you want to say about the topic. So still going on and looking at the fact that it's peaceful coexistence we are discussing at a time like this, I want to ask Al-Amin, who is still my guest that is still here. Al-Amin, talking about peaceful coexistence in this nation. Up north is not that easy, especially talking about Christians coexisting with the Muslims without any problem. Any small thing, one problem arises, they lynch one person, and the other is always the Muslim youths that will get angry and do that. And I know from all that I've heard that violence is not part of what you have in your book, the holy book. Incidentally, this keeps happening. What is the reason for this?
Well, you have rightly pointed out that Islam does not harbor violence. Islam in its entirety means peace, and according to the Holy Quran, you find that there are so many subjects about living peacefully with one another. Now let's reflect about the peaceful coexistence of on life of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Precisely around 610 AD, year 610 AD, there were some persecutions by the Quraysh leaders and Meccan pagans in Mecca when he was appointed as the Holy Prophet 5 years later. The pagans sanctioned the Muslim communities who identified with the Holy Prophet with series of persecutions. At a point, Mecca was so hot for them to continue living. You live and practice your religion. It was very, very tough and hot. It was then the Holy Prophet directed them to migrate from Mecca
to Medina,
to Abyssinia, the present,
Abyssinia,
the present Ethiopia and Eritrea.
Yes, Eritrea.
So that was where the point, the place he directed his followers to go.
Okay.
And lo and behold, he did not just ask them to leave Mecca to go and hide somewhere. No. The idea behind it is for the Muslims, the Muslim community that were being sanctioned by the Meccan pagans to go with a message to a Christian king called Negus. In Arabic you call him Najash. He was the king of Abyssinia, the present Ethiopia. And that's what happened. And this is history. They went with the letter, with the message to the Christian king and explained to him that we are Muslims who came from all the way from Arabian Peninsula to come to our present Africa to meet him. Although some of his subjects were so hostile, at a point telling him to please, he shouldn't harbor these people. But look at history. Look at the relationship between Islam and Christianity. King Negus carefully listened to their message and confirmed that in the Holy Bible there is a story about a prophet that will come from Mecca, and that prophet is Muhammad. So having identified that there has to be a prophet from Mecca, and by the holy book, the Bible, he said, fine, I am the king of Abyssinia, Ethiopia. As a king, I will give you a space to settle down for some time. And that is history. So why are we talking about this issue? Is to reflect on what history has about the relationship between Muslims and Christians. And today is we're in year 225. Then there come violence between 2025. There come violence between Muslims and Christians. So from here you now ask yourself, what went wrong? Was there any disparity, anything? What happened? Who is more knowledgeable than the Holy Prophet of Islam? If the Holy Prophet will direct his followers to seek some solace from a Christian king, then who are you today to stand, against that practice? So there has to be a thin line in between, and that thin line means conversations, dialogue, peaceful coexistence, and mutual understanding.
Yes, I get what you're saying. But also I need to mention that even that one that you're talking about maybe in the Bible, it may not just be the Bible, it could be another book because it's not there right now. But then the one I'm talking about is like the way they still try to lynch people, like the last one that they lynched a woman somewhere up north, and the earlier one that was done, and nothing has happened about it. Where is this peace that your faith is preaching? Why is it that these young men would always stand against that peace?
Jungle justice is not promoted or promoted by Islam.
Okay.
There is no anywhere pointed out that people should go out and take justice in their hands.
Yes, and why is there no punishment for these people? Because why, if they had been receiving punishment, this wouldn't have been happening.
Exactly.
But they have left them.
So the authorities should do the needful. It is quite unfortunate. At this point in time, you find that some angry mob will just lynch and overpower the security agent. What happened in Niger State is clear. When the incident happened, the king of that community summoned the two parties, and after everything, he felt there is need to engage the security operatives. He called on the security agency and hand over the matter to them. So unknown to the security agents, you find that the angry mobs overpowered them and carry out the jungle justice, which is very, very unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate.
There is no school of thought in Islam that promotes jungle justice. And likewise, in Christianity, there is nothing like that. So what are we talking about? We are looking at a situation whereby two people will sit down on a table and tell themselves the truth. To say, look, let's understand ourselves. Let's live together in peace. Let's have this mutual understanding in between, and that's what promotes everything in a country like Nigeria. You cannot. That is what God ordained. We have to live with each other, the Muslims, the Christians, and everyone. We call ourselves Nigerians, and we don't have any other country. So if such happens, we task the authorities to do the needful. They should come together, and things like that. There are certain things that are very sensitive. There are so many Muslim communities and Islamic clerics that will come and clarify things. If somebody is accused of engaging in some blasphemy or anything, number one, he should be reported to the appropriate authorities who will take over the matter, deal with it, and punish whoever is found guilty. So that is the norms.
Okay. Thank you so much. Because when we talk about peace and peaceful coexistence, it matters a lot that we need to bring it down effectively for it to be made to be clear for everyone. I want to believe that as we go on this program, that our viewer who has seen this will take note of this and be careful to ensure that there is peaceful coexistence among different faiths all around the country, because we have, as he has said, Muslims, we have Christians, we have pagans, we have free thinkers and many other people in different sects where they belong. There are many, so we need to just be careful, because the most important thing is for us to coexist in peace, and that way, of course, will bring a lot to the glory of our country, Nigeria. Looking at the fact that there are sportsmen today, like I don't know whether it's today or tomorrow, that or even this weekend, I can't remember, that the footballers, they have come and they are preparing to meet the Amavudi or something like that, and then afterwards they'll go to South Africa to meet Bafana. And we're talking about peaceful coexistence. We have had Muslims there, we have Christians there, and even when there are nobody when we don't even check the faiths, it's when they want to play, everybody is a Nigerian, and we want to watch it and agree, it's a goal, Super Eagles, that's it. So in the same way that we have good relationship amongst ourselves, beautiful coexistence among ourselves when it comes to sports, especially football, we need to also let it diversify and get to other aspects of life. In the marketplace, there should be peace among the traders. Not saying because this one is a Christian woman, no Muslim should go and buy something from her, they should patronize her, and the Christians, because this one is a Muslim man, don't go there, he doesn't belong to your faith. No. We should be free to let things happen. Let's share things amongst ourselves. In actual fact, that reminds me, because I saw one that happened somewhere, that a Christian woman happens to be selling water, pure water, and minerals and things like that. And one of the leaders in the Islamic faith called the young men that carry the hawkers and warned them to stop going to that Christian woman to buy water to hawk. I mean, is there any reason for that? There's no reason for that. Since we're all together in this same community. I remember too that some time ago there was a time when there was a little problem that was to come up in the northern states. Yes, and the Christians will gather
and protect the Muslims. It happens.
And afterwards, the Muslims will gather to protect the Christians when they're doing their own programs. Where has all these beautiful virtues gone today? I want to ask politicians too to be careful, because in politics they bring all this bitterness, and after a while it also spills over into the lives of these fellows who are involved, who are mainly young people, who should be looking forward to what they can do in the best interest of our nation, Nigeria. Al-Amin, I know that you have seen these and you've watched. I want you to advise, even based on the spirit of peaceful coexistence, talking about Eid-El Maulud today, our people over it.
Yeah, sure. You see, sports has remained one tool that unites people, more especially in Nigeria. Like you said, whenever Super Eagles is playing, you find that moment, all Nigerians will come together to celebrate the success of that team. That alone is a takeaway. We can leverage on that to say, let's extend that, passion into our daily lives, into our religious affairs. If I want you to convert into my faith, I don't need to go from pillar to post calling you names. The only thing, I should practice my faith accordingly, so much so that it will entice you to come and say, hey, I want to join you. Just in our daily lives, I can see this jacket you wore now, and ask you, Mr. Okechukwu, how can I get this jacket? And it's simple. The only thing is to introduce me to your fashion, designer, and you can design. So also the faith. Islam teaches its followers on morality, good conduct. By the time you have good conduct of yourself, people will come knocking. You don't need to go shouting, to mob, lynch people. It's unacceptable in Islam. And the advice we tell people, and more especially the politicians, is to look at the true federalism. Nigeria is a federal state. It's the only country you call Nigeria. Number one, they should identify that country called Nigeria. If anything happens, there will be no Nigeria.
Yes.
And once there is no Nigeria, it affects everyone.
Yes.
So politics is just a system that will brings you to the corridors of power. It's not sovereign. The sovereign is the land, Nigeria.
Yes.
So by the time they practice according to the motives behind the parties, if you go home sleeping, you sleep well. You have practiced your own way of getting to the power. Whether in politics, there is just like game. There is a winner and a loser.
Yes.
The winner should appreciate, while the loser should learn some lessons against next time.
Yes.
So that is needful in a country like Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Al-Amin. Well, dear viewer, we still are looking out to hear from you. I know that at a time like this, for those who are Muslims, most of them are in the mosques to pray. Yes. The Juma prayers and all that. Yes, to be rounded off any moment from now. And by the time they'll get in, we may even be concluding the program. So, but see, if you by any means are around, please make use of your phones and call. Let's hear you. Let's know what you think, what you feel, how you feel about the holiday that we are enjoying today. Of course, you are enjoying, because I am not on holiday. I am working. That's one thing. So at least we'll see what. And I remember there is something that used to happen many years back as a kid. That on such holidays like this, these people that are celebrating it will prepare good food and things like that, and even bring to public houses like this one who are working. But we don't see these things again today. Is it because of the economic hardship or what?
Yeah, it's also key. But if you go far north, go to places, you know, some communities, you find that tradition still stands. Yeah, people exchange wine and dine together, celebrate in their own ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing that may also be the problem is that these people are afraid to eat what someone else brings to them. I don't know why people are afraid of their lives, for their lives these days everywhere. People are worried for their lives everywhere. That someone brings something, you are bothered. Hey, it used to be something very simple. You share, and these days you give something to. That's why even in schools today, most of the time, there are birthday celebrations. Parents are told, don't bring any cooked thing to the school. We will not give to the children these things. The only thing is you can package the manufactured things like drinks, biscuits, and all that, and yes, and candies, and they'll give to them. They will not even allow the children to eat it at that point. They will take it home first. If their parents permit them to eat, okay. If not, they can throw it away. I keep wondering, when did our country degenerate to all these things, that there are so many reasons for which people should fear for their lives, should bother about their lives, that you see where they have things for you and you are afraid, I don't know whether I should take it or not. Well, if that is what they call development, well, let's look at it and see how it goes. But I feel we need to be free in this country. We need to still be free to enjoy our lives, and when this effective, peaceful coexistence exists around us, you see that there is need for you to accept your neighbor as yourself, love your neighbor as yourself, and treat the neighbor the same way. Not when the person brings something, you begin to wonder, are you sure that this person doesn't want to take my life? What are you taking my life for?
There is a hadith, one of the sayings of the Holy Prophet that says, whoever believes in God and in the last day should respect his neighbor. There are so many subjects on that, but we're talking about
this one in particular. Yes, coexistence.
In particular. So this is to say, everything is scriptured. So what went wrong? Because these are the traditions. You can't practice something you don't know. There are some guiding principles, and one of the guiding principles of coexistence in Islam is to love your neighbor. I can recall some good old days when we sit down with our neighbors, more especially during Christmas.
Yes,
you find that they cook good foods and bring to us.
Yes.
Likewise, during the Salah celebration, we celebrate together as neighbors, as humanity. There has to be that humanity in people.
Yes.
Another saying is goes like, a man is a brother to you, either in faith or in humanity.
Yes.
In faith means he's your brother in Islam or your brother in Christianity. But that is on one part. On the second part, that he is your brother in humanity.
Yes.
So that humanism is key in Islam, such that you don't even humiliate animals. There are ways of sacrifice. We talked about sacrifice in some days in Islam, like the Eid Kabir. During that sacrifice, you just don't kill animals like that. There are some guiding points and principles. The way you sacrifice that animal is guided. You don't hurt animals because they have their fundamental rights.
Yes.
While we talk of fundamental human rights, there is a portion in Islam that specifically discussed the fundamental animal rights. So that goes to say there is that peaceful coexistence
yes.
and understanding in Islam is key.
Even in the Western world, there are still rights for the animals, animal rights that are still being observed effectively. Or like what you see here, that someone will get, say, one hen, and someone is carrying it, holding the legs and moving, or carrying it in a bike and moving, and the head will be on the ground, be down, and the blood is coming towards the head and all that. If you do this in Western world, you'll be arrested.
Just look at what is happening. We are transporting animals from the north to south.
Exactly.
Anyhow. Just
handle them anyhow, as though they have their rights. That's what people need to understand. That's why sometimes I see someone taking that cork, the heavy cork, and they pull the wings back this way and hold it at that point. I'll say, oh, you're punishing it. Why not put it in a carton, open the space so it can go, or in a bag, open up the space so you can breathe, and take it to wherever to the abattoir, to the slaughter, wherever, and handle it effectively the way it should be, not punishing it because you have bought it, you want to eat it. So it's as it is with your Islamic faith, so it is even in the Western world. That this is the right thing to do concerning respect for everything and everyone around you. One other beautiful thing I used to remember is that then there is this part of it that is an Islamic thing, that when you are cooking and the aroma of your food goes out and it gets to your neighbor, if you don't give to that your neighbor, you've caused trouble.
Yes, it's offensive. So this is that aspect will tell you there is that mutual togetherness.
Yes. I mean, yes.
It's just to teach you how to say, if your neighbor is hungry, and you know your ways, and you have enough.
And that's exactly what we have in the Bible, talking about the fact helping your brother, being a help to your brother, to ensure that you feed the needy. And even as it's also stressed, especially concerning widows, that the best thing to do is to help a widow, provide for the widow, and do things like that. Not any other thing like what we see these days. There's a widow, everybody around the family, brothers and sisters of the husband of the widow will be planning even to how to take away everything that belongs to the woman because the husband is no longer alive. It's against God's word, whether in Islam or in Christianity. And these are the things we need. These are things that relate to the peaceful coexistence we're talking about this day, that people need to have so as to grow and live together. Well, I want to thank you so much, Al-Amin, for being here. We will soon be rounding off, maybe, as I said, because of these prayers for the day and meditation. People may not have much time to even want to call, but I know that some people are watching anyway. And as we just go on, we'll say that there is effective need for politicians to live in peace. Practice your politics, but do it in peace and in love. Know that the person that belongs to the other political party is a human being like yourself. Don't just run him down all the time, because if you are run down all the time yourself, you will not be happy. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. That also is in the Bible. So do unto others what you want to do to you. Don't just treat people as though they are non-existent, yet they are human beings you see, breathing and living. Let there be peaceful coexistence among us. If that is the message we need to take away from the Eid-El Maulud celebration today, let it be that after this day, or from this day going forth, that there should be peaceful coexistence among those who practice the political things they do today in our country. Different parties, even as we've been told that there are up to 171 groups that are clamoring to be registered as political parties in Nigeria today. Even as you are coming on, don't come in with the mind of coming to destroy others because you want to become president. No, let there be peaceful coexistence amongst all, so that let's see it being practiced again. Politics without bitterness, as it was in the 60s, 1960s, and thereabout, early 60s, during the time of, as you mentioned, Zik, Awolowo, Aminu Kano, Tafawa Balewa, Michael Okpara, and all of them, including one man that I loved his own way of getting involved. He was one-time governor of the Eastern region, Francis Ibiam, Akano Ibiam. You know, these are people that we loved seeing and hearing about them because of the things they did. Today, you as a politician, if you are gone, who will remember you for being a good fellow? Like it was with Michael M.I. Okpara. He was the one that established most of the oil plantation in the southeast then. And that brought, of course, it was a cash crop. It still remains a cash crop. That brought a lot of revenue to the southeast. The politician of today, what have you done that when you are gone, someone can sit the way I'm sitting today talking about Michael Okpara, talk about you and say that that's the good you have done? These are the things we need to take care of. These are the things we need to take note about. What are you doing? They existed in peace. We saw them do their politicking in the right way. Even when there were misunderstandings, they agreed to disagree. Not disagreeing to cause chaos and cause trouble, mayhem, and loss of lives all over, everywhere in the country. No. Please, if there is no other message you're getting out of today's program and today's talk about Eid-El Maulud, let there be peace among all these rancor that we're seeing among these politicians who are living in rancor at a time like this. Let it be taken away. Let peace exist. Let peace reign. That's our message. Oh, let's hear from you before we conclude and go.
Yeah, we have said it all. The takeaway we're having today is to actually tell ourselves the truth. We are Nigerians, and we are destined to live together in peace. And today we discuss the meditation around surrounding the Eid-El Maulud. That is a reflection of the teachings, life and teachings of the Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is being celebrated by Muslims across the world. So is a trying, although in Nigeria we are in trying times, but that celebration will also bring us together to live in peace, in harmony, and having the good takeaway, living together at this point in time, at this current dispensation, when politicians are warming up to come up with their aspirations. While they come up with their aspirations, they should also have it in mind that there is a country called Nigeria, and Nigeria is above all our interest. What we look out for is to have a good and peaceful dispensation throughout the political exercise, and having that, we should also come together as people to tell ourselves the truth. Nobody is no religion teaches violence. Both religions in Nigeria teaches peace, and peace is key. It is when you are peaceful that you can even sit down on a table like this and discuss the achievements you or others have. So without peace, there is no progress in life. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. You have heard him say all that. I want to thank you, Al-Amin, for being here and doing justice to the topic of the day. It's a pleasure having you, and hope this will not be the last time we're having you on the program. We'll still call you another time for further discussions, and you avail us of the opportunity as being one of us. Yeah. Thank you. And dear viewer, I've been discussing with Al-Amin Ciroma. He is a journalist. He's one of us, and of course he understands what it means to talk about the Islamic faith effectively. That's why he is here today to discuss with us on the program. And it's been good sharing the moments with you, though you didn't call in, but at least I know we enjoyed having your presence around, your contact with us as we've gone on. Let me also say special thanks to Paul Amaji, to Paul Omale rather, and to Sam Omaji. You know, these two colleagues of mine. Then there's Bright Chukwebue. We also have Chidera Obu. We've also had Team Obonna, that's Timothy, and a whole lot of other fellows with whom we have worked. Let me not forget to thank also Victor Adeye for the editing factors, and let me also say thanks to Victor Chizea and to Akin Jagula Felix. This is Okechukwu Onubogu. We want to say, and not forgetting the producer of the program, the head of station, talking about Ruben Okala. On behalf of all, may I say, may the best happen to us all the time.